Yeah, man, I say all praises and honor unto Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Kodesh, double honors to the apostles and to the elders of greatness, stone, shalom, to all the brothers and out here across the world and pushing this truth in our sincerity and all honesty. And also, shalom to the few sisters out there. This is a brother from Jamaica camp, Yashemai. And I want to touch upon this video. We see, out in Jamaica. A lot of these YouTubers or vloggers, as we call them, speaking on the Prime Minister and Holness, saying a lot of things, because the disaster that take place, that hurricane that it was October 28th, I believe, it left a lot of damage to the western part of Jamaica. So you have, a lot of so-called Jamaicans out here now, and getting frustrated over the whole thing because they must say them not seeing the government. So you have our Prime Minister come out now, and saying a lot of things now, and people, a lot of people is hearing what I'm actually saying and them get offended over the whole situation. But right now, what I have to do, play this video and bring out, a couple scripture. Hopefully, this lesson edifying to the elect.
I see so many pictures of persons giving out packages, and it is becoming almost the in thing now on social media. Everybody's giving out a package. No, I think in the initial days it's necessary, but I'm also very concerned about the dignity of our people. I don't like my country to be shown as people running to get food, running to get fighting over a package and those kind. I don't like that.
Yeah, so that's basically our Prime Minister and Jonas, saying the like what the views of the videos the people seeing, across the world, the Jamaican, so-called Jamaican in the western area, running for food and all these things, and saying not like that. But, showing that, these men that set up over us, right, they not really basically care about the people. And as the time go by, more and more it's showing obvious that they don't really care. People saying that they don't care, and more and more it's sure because we not, it going back to, the election time. You see videos even coming out with him, with him party, giving out KFC and people doing all different type of madness and videos. So when in a film favor, it's okay, but when it's showing to the world now, when they go put a bad light on him in the light that, so it's all about show. It's not about the love of the people, right? You see these leaders, as scripture say, the leaders of these people cast into hell, and they that are led of them are destroyed, because these leaders are set up over us right now. They're not basically for the people, right? You know the scripture, Isaiah, Isaiah 9, and 16 say, for the leaders of this people cast them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed. And the people destroy right now, right? Majority of people destroy the state of mind of people living in right now. In 2025, people totally destroy, or the mass majority, right? And these leaders that set up over us, they don't really care, right? So it's all about what him, the view where people are view him, the light people are view him. You don't really care about certain things. And the scripture tell about a leader, right? A wise judge will instruct his people. A matter of fact, me just bring out a scripture also in Ecclesiasticus 10 and verse start of verse 1. Say, a wise judge will instruct his people the right way. So a wise judge will instruct his people the right way. So obvious this man, or not him alone, right? We're speaking about our prime minister, but this world that we're living in is a total different thing from um world ancient time. Our leaders now different from ancient leaders. Into the society is all about vain glory, right? This world we're living in is all about vain glory, right? It's not like basically men back then. And what the scripture say, we're supposed to search, for our fathers, because these men, they don't really basically have that mindset of a leader, right? This is Job 8 and verse 8 say, For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to search of their fathers, because as I mentioned, in ancient time, leaders are of foreparents back then more, of a ruling class mentality, right? They have certain, qualities that basically um, make them be a good leader, right? But fast forward to now, these men, right, it's all about, vain glory, and what them can gain, right? Prime Minister and journalists, speaking about, light that because it has shine a bad light upon him. But we understand and we know that, in this world that we're living in, it's very hard now for basically lead these people because the mass majority of people, them gone totally, right? Mindset of people, gone, and then benefit off it at times, as though the people stay away, them benefit off it at times, but when it basically turn bad upon them, that's when them have a problem. All right, back when we finish the scripture when I read earlier on. All right, back to Ecclesiasticus 10 and verse 1 say, A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are all his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. So the same thing the people might do, he might do the same thing. Right? Chewing, that's for sure. Giving away things like we see a lot of these celebrities or artists, I would say, out in Jamaica, giving away things and then video it, right? So the people can see, so they might do that. So it's all about vain glory, right? And also, me have to say that you have in the society today, you have people where them do it basically vain glory, and also have people that do it, and the reason why they video it because um you have people from foreign or so forth from other places across the world send money to help out the situation. So at times, enough of the cases them we put it to them. People video it because they want it, the people them were sending money for deal with certain things out in Jamaica or help the people in the West. Them see say the money I spend in a scam because as I mentioned, we live in a world now when the right becomes wrong and the wrong becomes right. So it's all about wickedness. So just do it for basically, for sure or receipt in other words. So people can say them spending money the way they want it to spend. Right, but the mass majority of people is all about vain glory. Right, in this case, now we're speaking about our Prime Minister, speaking about what happened in Jamaica now, it has shine a bad light on him because so-called Jamaicans now in the West now look like, people in Haiti or in a certain other part of the world now when, the poor. So no light that type of light they shine. So they might get offended because it make it look bad. Right?
And it creates a kind of mentality that is not Jamaican. We are independent people at heart. We are independent. We're not supposed to be doing handout. Now, yes, we are in a place where we need to do relief.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, him speaking about, not supposed to giving out handout, when you're in a certain situation, or desperation, right, certain things don't really matter no more because, the people in the West, they don't really have don't know other option to get certain things, right? So they would do things in order to get food. Them desperate, right? And if I tell you what happened in a time of desperation, you know, give us a guideline. Even what will take place in the near future. Say friends are gonna fight against friends like enemies in the near future. So these are the things that happen when people get into certain situation.
But we must never give up our dignity. So if you have to give, you don't have to, make it, just give that quietly, man.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that because even the Bible say it, the scripture say it, Lord, you're how shy. You say, when you give your arms, you're not supposed to give it make now. This is Matthew 6, I'm gonna start a verse 1. So take heed that ye do not your alms before men, to be seen of them. Otherwise, ye have no reward of your Father which is in heaven. And that's what a lot of people do. Them give things because, as I mentioned earlier, because they want to be seen. It's a farmer, public, you know, um, 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 advertisement in order for basically get more fame because the people say what they might do. Say help them brand, in other words. Right? So that's how we see a lot of singers or artists out in Jamaica give out certain things because they want to get that fame and glory. Right? And as we mentioned earlier on, you have people also with video what them do in order for for show the people them we send them money, for do certain things. So, it's a both side to it. But the scripture say when you do certain things, you're not supposed to do it because basically read it again. So take heed that ye do not your alms before men, so men to be seen of them, otherwise ye have no reward of your Father which is in heaven. Therefore, when thou doest thine alms, do not sound a trumpet before thee, as the hypocrite do, because that's what basically doing, pretending. Right? The word hypocrite go back to pretend. Right? To do in the hypocrites do in the synagogue and in the streets, that they may have glory of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. Right? But when thou doest alms, let not thy left hand know what thy right hand doeth, that thine alms may be in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret himself shall reward thee openly. So Lord, I reward you openly when you do it in secret or sincerely. Right? That's for sure vain glory. And that's what a lot of people doing right now. They're giving out things, because them, vain glory.